welcome back to my channel. So I've said for ages that I was going to do a YouTube video using the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette. Well, today is the day I finally sat down and did a look with this. I wanted to do a summer look, and yes, I know it's golds and bronzes, but I will do another tutorial on a different look. I just wanted to do something very summery and shimmery and just very kind of natural but still glam. Like always in every single video, I'm going to be using Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC to prime my eyelids. This is my most used primer ever. I go through these like toilet paper, and yeah, so they are my favorite. They just cancel out all the redness on my eyes, and eyeshadow primer is the most important thing when it comes to eyeshadow. If you don't have a good base, then the colors won't pop as well. Then I'm just going to set that all in place using my Cocoa Blend palette, and I'm taking the first shade on the left at the top, and it's called Bitter Start, and it's a yellow toned cream eyeshadow, and I'm just going to set the primer in place just so the eyeshadow just glides on smoothly. Then the first shade I'm going in with is Substitute for Love, which is a nice caramel soft brown shade, and I'm going to use my 228 Zoeva brush to work this into the crease. So I'm going to use circular motions and windscreen wiper motions in the crease and back and forth motions, and then I'm going to make sure that outer corner is really buffed in nicely because we're going to drag some of that shade and shadows out, and you just want to make sure there's a color there just so it blends like nice and gradient in the outer corner. Then I'm switching brushes and I'm going down to 227 brush just to add more impact of color. I'm using the same color, but it just adds more of like intensity to it, whereas the other one, because I'm using the bigger brush, it just kind of makes it more almost like fluffy, so it's not as dark. As you can see, here's that eye that I've just done, and the other eye is like softer, it's not as dark, so it's the same shade, but because we've used a different brush, it just adds the intensity. And then I'm taking Freshly Toast, which is my favorite shade in this palette. I'm obsessed, and I'm just taking this on my 227 brush again and working this mainly on the outer corner. So I'm going to really make sure that C shape is really visible on the outer shade. Use your eyeball as a stencil and press the brush against it, and use circular motions going all the way down to the lash line and then all the way up to start going into that crease. So I'm doing the same thing as I did before. I'm using the same shade, but I'm just downsizing my brush. I'm taking my Freeline little fluffy brush and I'm just adding a little bit more shading on the outer corner. I felt like it needed a bit more depth, but I didn't want to change the colors. Then next, I'm going to be taking my Glitter Insurance Glue from Too Faced, and I'm going to be taking Pure Ganache from the palette, which is also another favorite shade of mine. I'm just going to pop the glitter glue on all over the eyelid, and then I'm going to pat on that Pure Ganache shade from the inner corner over to the center of the lid. And then just to make the eyeshadow look a little bit more blended and complete and more of that gradient feel, I'm going to be taking Subtle Blend, which is a nice bronzy shade, and I'm going to pat this on between the gold and the browns. And then I'm just going to make sure that everything's blended in by taking my 227 brush with no extra product on it. And I'm just going to make sure that all those edges are nice and blended. And then I'm just going to take Beans Are White from the palette, and I can't make my mind up whether it's a dark grey or a dark brown, so I've given up, but it's just a dark colour. And I'm going to pop this on the outer corner. I always like a little bit of shading just on the outer corner because I feel like it makes my eyes look nice and almond and a little bit bigger in shape. Then for the inner corner highlights, I'm just going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in So Hollywood, and I'm just going to pop this on the inner corner of my eye to brighten it up. And then I'm going to be taking Rimmel London Black Gel Liner to create my wing, and I'm going to use my 317 Zoeva brush, draw a line out to the side, and then kind of just go for it and wing it down. I'm going to start filling the wing in with my gel liner, and then I'm going to go in like I always do with a felt tip liner. This one's the one from LA Girl. It's the Fine Line liner, and I think it's Mark Your Eyes collection, and I'm just going to draw the rest of the liner on with the pen. Then I'm taking my Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, and I'm absolutely loving this mascara. The formula and the brush hairs are perfect for a really good mascara. I'm just going to coat my top lashes with this one, and then I'm moving on to my face. So first of all, I'm taking the NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and I'm just going to dot this all over my face and then rub it in using my fingers. It just adds a really nice bronzy glow to the skin. It almost gives you like a nice tan as well. So this is great for like a summer makeup look, or if you want to just put this on holiday so you don't want to put makeup on. It honestly gives you a beautiful bronzy glow. Then for my foundation, I'm going to be taking the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 6, and I'm going to put 3 pumps of that, and then I'm going to be taking 2 pumps of the Fluid Sheer, it's like an illuminator liquid in the shade 10, and it just makes the foundation super glowy and dewy. I absolutely love this. This will be coming on holiday with me. Again, you could wear this just on its own without foundation. I'm going to be taking the Real Technique sponge also just to buff this all into my skin and just make sure that everything's nice and blended. And then for my cream contour, I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toast, and I'm going to use my sponge kind of turned onto its side, and I'm using little circular motions going up and around to buff this out. I'm going to put the contour shade underneath my cheekbones on the bottom of my chin to cut that off because it's so long. And then I'm going to pop this on my forehead and then in my temples also. And then for my concealers, I'm taking my 2 favourite ones, which is the MAC Pro Eye Concealer in NC20, and then I'm taking the Eraser Eye Concealer from Maybelline in Nude. And I'm just going to pop this one as a transition shade in between the concealer and my foundation. It just makes it a little bit darker so the under eye area isn't so stark white. I'm just going to blend that out with my Real Technique sponge also. I'm also going to put the concealer on my forehead and then down the centre of my nose also. Then to fill in my brows, I used my Dip Brow Pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills and my Benefit Brow Gel. And I went in with my Chanel powder for my underneath eye area to set all of the concealer in place. Now, the Chanel powder is really expensive. I don't normally use this in videos because it is really expensive. My kit was right next to me and that was the first powder I grabbed. Now, if you don't mind or want to spend out and splash out on a really good setting powder, the Chanel one is so fine. It is beautiful. It's honestly the best one. It doesn't cake you up or anything. Then going on with my favourite new bronzer, which is from Pure Cosmetics, and it's a shimmering bronzing palette, and it's called Glow Together. Half of the colours are matte and half of the colours have shimmer on them, and I'm just basically popping this on everywhere where we cream contour to set it in place, and I'm using my 126 Luxe Cheek Finish brush also. I really apologise today, my microphone is completely playing me. 1 minute it's recording and then I sound like really tinny. I don't know what it's doing today. I think I need to go get a new one. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm going to be taking that on my 105 Luxe highlight brush from Zoeva. I'm just going to pop this in the areas that we did contour and bronze up, but mainly just by the hairline. So it just kind of adds like that ombre feel. So it's like really dark by the hairline and then it gets softer towards the centre of the face. Then for my glow, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in that glow, and I'm taking the 2 bottom shades, and I'm just going to highlight my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, just above the brows on the side of my forehead, and then in the tip of my nose, and then going up through the centre and the bridge of my nose also. Then to add an extra highlight, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood highlighter, and I'm going to spritz it with some Fix Plus, and then I'm going to pop this just on the kind of highest points of my cheekbones because it really makes it pop and stand out. It really does make a massive difference. Everyone always compliments a highlight when I've done this step. Then going in with, honestly, this blusher is so beautiful. It's from Too Faced and it's called I Will Always Love You, and it's from the Love Flush collection, and it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful orangey, corally, peachy shade, and I'm absolutely obsessed with wearing this at the moment. I'm taking that on my contour brush from Zoeva, and I'm just applying it to like the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm blending it into my contour. Then for my lips, I'm taking Will lip liner from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to overdraw my lips ever so slightly and then shade it in on the outer corners. I'm going to ombre it. I literally love ombre lips at the moment. It's probably one of my favourite styles and techniques to do with the lips. It just makes it look so much bigger and poutier without, you know, plumping them up or doing anything to them. And then for the center of my lips, I'm going to go in with Kiko lipstick in Velvet Passion, which is a beautiful brownie nude shade. I'm just going to pop this on, and then to add a little bit more of a vervoom and just glossy feel, I'm going to go in with the clear gloss from Bourjois, which is my favorite gloss. I'm literally obsessed with it. Then back to eyes, I'm taking my 231 Zoeva brush, and I'm going to be taking Substitute for Love again, and I'm going to blend this in all the way from outer corner to inner corner, and I'm going to make it quite thick and quite smoky on the lower lash line. Then to add some more depth, I'm taking Freshly Toasted from the palette again, and I'm going to go from inner corner to outer corner, pretty much just pop this on top of where we put the previous shade. And then I'm using the same shade but going down and using a smaller brush. And I'm just going to pop this on again from inner corner to outer corner, but mainly more heavier this time, more heavy-handed on the outer corner. Then for my lower lashes, I'm taking the Eye of Horus mascara. I literally love this one for my lower lashes. It makes them so separated and super long. Then for top lashes, I'm taking, I think it's Arwa or ARWA lashes in Hasna, and that completes the look. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below if you did, and give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy watching it. And don't forget to subscribe to me if you haven't, and join our little family and my Amy's army here on YouTube. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye!